Let me get this testimony this morning. I want y'all to understand that when I say that I truly despise running, I mean, I truly despise running. But I want to let you guys know that there's something bigger in this than me. For anything that you desire to do in life, you got to figure out why you're doing it. And your why's got to be bigger than you. I'm at this point now where I'm doing this for my wife, for my kids. It's not for me anymore. And because it's not for me anymore, I have a drive for success. Today, I ran, and like I told you guys last time, that the mile that I ran was probably the first time that I ran a complete mile since I was 14, 15 years old. Today, I eclipsed that mark by going 1.47 miles. And again, that may not seem big to any of you guys, but for a guy who had trouble running a lap in gym, that's huge for me. I could play sports day in and day out, but just running is a willpower thing. And I look at running the way that I need to look at life, the way that I feel like everyone should look at life. You have to set some short-term goals for yourself. Understand that there are things that you want to accomplish, and you got to make those goals attainable. I went running with my good friend Lorenzo High, and the first time we went running, we ran. He kept it at a decent pace. We stopped where we needed to, ran some intervals. A couple times out, then I started feeling like, I'm gonna try and run further. So I ran further. And then one day we ran to this one point, and it felt like we ran a long way. I asked him how far we ran. He said, 0.82 miles. I was like, I'm almost at a mile. Almost there. So the next day I set my goal to run a mile, and I did. This morning I set a goal to run all the way out of my neighborhood, which is about 1.4 miles. And I made it all the way out of my neighborhood. But then I kept running afterwards and did a little more, and I stopped, and I ran some more, and stopped and ran some more. So, again, setting short-term goals, and I'm getting there. But what I noticed was that while I was running, I was sweating. And as I was sweating, my clothes were getting heavier. And as my clothes were getting heavier, my legs were getting stiffer, my body was getting more sore, my breathing was getting more staggered. And I wanted to quit. But I told myself I couldn't quit, because that's kind of what running is. And weirdly enough, that's what life is. You've got to tell yourself that you're not going to quit. Like your urge to win, your will to win has to be bigger than your urge to quit. And I mean, I've just never been a quitter. And I have this thing where I want success, and I don't want to be successful for just me, but I want to be successful for my family. And if you can't start there, if you can't just do it, it's got to be in you that you want to do it. I mean, they're not making me do it. They don't tell me to do it. They don't urge me to do it. They applaud me when I do, but whether I do or don't, they're still going to love me. But I want to make sure that I'm here for them to love me as long as possible. So this is why. And I don't know who needs to hear it, but find your why. Make sure that your starvation for success is bigger than your fear of failure, and push through. When all else fails, push. Pray until something happens. God's on your side.